I want to thank you guys for coming. I'm Christy Benton, Lucy Sorensen, and we've got Ben Hermanson. We are the outpatient team of dietitians coming now from Dixie State University. We're all housed over at Dixie Regional Medical Center. This is a change of pace. You guys, we're going to actually film this. As you know, you're our live audience. We're going to cook for you tonight. This is National Nutrition Month. And this has been going on for eons. I couldn't tell you when this first started, but the American, the Academy of Dietetics, what is it called? The A&D, Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, because it used to be called ADA, and that was like the Academy of Dietetics. Anyway, it's different. What was it? It's the American with Disabilities Act. And so they had to change the name because they started to think, okay, the American Dental Association,
the Diabetic Association,
the American Diabetes Association, and then the American Dietetic Association. So they changed it to A&D, the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. But National Nutrition Month goes on, so we thought, what better way to show you guys what dietitians do than to put on a cooking show? Because a lot of times people think dietitians don't know how to cook. We can tell you what to eat, but we have absolutely no clue what to do in the kitchen. We're here to prove that wrong today. So tonight you're going to be seeing us prepare a kind of a continental type of a thing. We're starting from scratch on a lot of stuff. You have the recipes. We're going to be doing a chicken marsala. Yes, there is marsala wine in the chicken marsala. We've got a wonderful feta-topped asparagus coming your way. We're going to be doing a quinoa brown rice casserole. And we've actually got dessert. So you're going to get a complete meal here just because you graced this building with your presence. This is the most awesome thing. So we are going to get started. I'm going to go ahead and get started with the chicken marsala. We're thinking this is going to take the most time. How many of you guys, ladies, how many of you guys cook? Y'all cook. Y'all cook, and now you're like, okay, I am so beyond cooking now because I've done this for 50 years, right? So this chicken marsala recipe is actually fairly easy. That's what we get all the time. It's like, I have cooked for 50 years. I'm not doing this anymore. And so people go out to eat, right? So we're going to get this little stove going here, and it's awesome. Now that we turned on the propane, we are cooking with gas, so to speak. As soon as I figure out how to actually adjust it. Oh, that looks good. That looks really great. So this chicken marsala, has anybody cooked chicken marsala before? This is such a quick recipe. It is amazing. We actually, how many went to my Instant Pot class? Besides Lucy. Okay. Oh my gosh, you all were there. So before we did the Instant Pot class, I actually test ran a chicken marsala in the Instant Pot. It was wonderful. You had to wait for that thing to come up to pressure and down to pressure. But when the chicken finally came out, bingo zingo, we were in great shape. So I'm going to go ahead and melt some butter. And yes, we're using real butter, not coconut oil tonight. Real butter. So we're going to just heat up the butter in the pan. We're going to bread the chicken. This is a fairly typical thing to do. We've already measured out all these ingredients. So I've got flour. I've got genuine, dried, crushed marjoram. Now, I should say something at the beginning here. This is not a totally diet-oriented scenario. So we're going to add just a little bit of pepper to this. I'm not a whole bunch. I'm not a big pepper fan personally. And I am going to use a little bit of salt. Don't tell anybody the dietitian is using salt. We're going to put a little bit of kosher salt in here. We'll see what happens. And then we're going to stir this up. We're going to bread lightly this chicken. And as a matter of fact, I can tell you right now I'm going to need more flour, but we'll just fake it for now. Y'all have a meat mallet at home, and you only use it for meat, right? You never hit anybody with it, you know, no holes in the wall. So we beat this chicken to death before you guys got here. And the reason we beat the chicken is to flatten it out. Why do I need to flatten out this chicken?
There's more flour right here.
Oh, more flour. Yeah, it's going to make it faster to cook. This stuff only cooks like in 5 or 10 minutes, and bingo zingo, you're done. I'm throwing a little more flour in here just because it's a little on the light side. Talk amongst yourself. Anything new, ladies and gentlemen? What's new in the world of dietetics?
What
that was encouraging.
Well,
this is like
same advice we always give, right? Eat lots of vegetables.
And so we're going to serve you asparagus tonight. So this butter is like almost ready to rock and roll here. Okay, so what we are going to do is we're going to start actually by cooking my mushrooms, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Mushrooms and
2 cups of fresh mushrooms,
onions.
thereabouts. And we have liftoff. They're sizzling. This is a good sign. Not sizzling a lot. You know what? Do you all like cook at home and you go like, this isn't enough butter, I need more? Oh, yeah. Okay, thank you. Because that's what we're doing right now. We're just going to add just a smidge more butter in here and let this go. As a matter of fact, we've got more butter, don't we?
Yes.
Good, because you know what? Go for it. Yeah, thank you. We are going to add even a little more because it is just like not doing what it's supposed to do. It's a big pan, and I've actually got more chicken than what the recipe called for. So, green onion. Now, I could take my mic off and put it right next to the pan, and you could actually hear this starting to sizzle. However, I would never get it back on. So, we are just going to let this cook. And I'm actually going to pop this heat up just a smidge more because I'm not getting the response I want. I am not Rachel Ray. Did anybody happen to notice that? Yeah. And away we go. It looks good. It's doing what it's supposed to do. Not fast enough for me, though. But it is looking good. Okay, can you hear that? How about that? So we're just going to let this kind of saute out a little bit, and then we're going to pop it out of the pan and work on the chicken. Watched pots never boil. Mushrooms never saute if you're watching them, so we're going to let them do its thing. I'm actually going to cheat a little bit here. And we're going to start breading this chicken, getting it ready to go so we don't have to worry about that when we do the transfer. And yes, kids, we're just going to lightly bread this chicken. And I don't even think that's the right term here. Is it dredge? How many remember that word, dredge? Yeah. There you go. It's working. We're dredging and we're frying. We are off to a great start here. This looks fabulous. But you can see, I'm going to hold this up. This chicken's pretty thin. It's been pounded. And those mushrooms are smelling fabulous. You guys should be over here. It's just wonderful.
Do you want me to stir it?
Yeah, sure. So just kind of give them a little quick rundown there. We are just going to bread this up a little bit. I can hardly wait till we add the wine, personally, but that's just me.
Oops.
Anybody remember the Gallatin Gourmet? Oh, okay, good. Graham Kerr. Yeah, we can't do that here at the college. Do you remember? Yeah. What a lot of fun that would have been, right? Okay.
Christy has I don't know what it is, a little saying in her office. It says, I run on chocolate and wine.
I'm a hybrid. Yeah. So we've got the chicken ready to go as soon as those mushrooms, and they are looking fabulous. I hope our overhead camera, our live cam, our mushroom cam has picked these up because they are looking like awesome. So I'm going to get this out of the way.
Let me transfer it.
Pardonnez-moi.
So we're going to just transfer it.
And I'm going to go ahead and rinse my hand while Lucy's busy.
So we're just going to set aside the mushrooms while we cook the chicken in the same pan.
Throw the rest of the butter in.
And then once the chicken is cooked, then we'll put the mushrooms back in and add the wine for the sauce. Yeah. Do you want more butter than that?
Nah, I think we're off to a good start. Oh, you guys, I'm leaving right now. I'm kidding. It's fabulous. It smells so good. So Ben, any chickens at the house?
Any chickens at the house?
It's Easter.
No.
No? No? Okay. Just thought we'd ask. Anybody else have chickens? I'm just throwing this out. Nobody has chickens? I should tell you about the chickens that live next door to me. Okay, well, they're quite the pair of chickens, by golly. Okay. Na 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 na. We're gonna do chicken. You know what? We're doing it with this too. All right, here goes Norton. So we're going to brown this chicken very, very quickly. We got liftoff.
I think it's okay.
Is there a way we can get the camera to like show the whole stove and everything around it rather than just the huge back thing?
I don't know, cameraman. All right. Now.
Now it does its magic.
Well, and you know, we could probably go ahead and start heating that oil for the asparagus.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to the roasted garlic, asparagus, and feta. And the first thing we're gonna do is add the oil. So the oil and the garlic and the oregano and the crushed red pepper, as well as the lemon zest, which we zested the lemon beforehand. And this we're just going to saute basically until the garlic becomes brown. You can start to smell it. And then we'll set it aside. So we're gonna get it heated up, and then it has to cool for about 10 minutes or so before we put it on the asparagus.
It's kind of like a marinade, but a real quick marinade for the asparagus, just to kind of infuse it with a little extra flavor.
And then we'll get to mix it with that asparagus. And this oil will get a nice flavor from the garlic and the lemon.
And if it works out really well, we're going to try it on the bananas. So this is going to be our twist. No, I'm kidding. Yes, I would waft this over to you guys because it's actually smelling pretty good over here.
Have you guys ever done a garlic infused? Yeah? What have you made it with?
I have kind of cooked off the garlic, but I have a lemon pepper salt that I use.
Oh.
So in that case, I don't use the fresh lemon zest.
Yeah.
I just kind of toss off a little bit of coarse kosher salt and reboil it.
Yeah.
Until it starts getting brown and turning over. You know, within 7 or 8 minutes, it's done and it's really good.
Right. Great. I know there's a lot of oils out there now that you can buy that are infused with different flavors. So this would be somewhat similar to that, but of course you're making your own. And so we're just gonna let this get a little bit brown, which it's cooking pretty good right now.
It's simmering-ish.
What was that?
I have a lemon-infused lemon-infused olive oil, but it doesn't taste right once it's been heated on the stove.
Really?
It's really just for, I don't think it's the type that can be heated.
Maybe
very
for a
much.
dipping?
Just for dipping our salad dressing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. It was down in California. They have some different olive oil tastings. And I went to go try it out, and I didn't realize that they just make you drink it. Like, they give you just a little cup of the olive oil and make you drink it. And I thought we'd be dipping it or something, but
Don't we have an olive tap still in the factory store lineup? Don't we have that olive oil store over there? The olive something?
I'm not sure.
So like, is that, and they always do an orange olive oil infused brownie, which I've not high on my list, but
Yeah, no
but that
kidding.
seems to be their go-to test item. So
All right. Do you think this is good? It's pretty brown.
pretty brown.
Yeah, it's looking good.
California where you went for the
Where was it?
Cero olive oil with the little cups?
I think we were down in San Diego actually, at like Old Town, maybe Old Town San Diego. I think that's where it was at. Okay, so I think this is brown enough. So we're gonna set this aside, let it cool down a little bit before we put it on the asparagus. So I'll set this over here. So, Ben, do you wanna get in on this?
Yeah, do you need help right here?
We're
do you want
gonna
me to get
move
going
on to,
We're gonna do the rice.
we're gonna saute something for the rice now. So we'll move on to the wild rice with dried cherries and pecans while we wait for that oil to cool down.
All right, is this oil?
Yep, so that's oil. We're gonna, it's not on, I turned it off, sorry.
You good?
Safety, safety.
All right, let's see.
So we're gonna saute the oil with onion and celery to begin this rice mixture.
All righty.
And we luckily didn't have to cut the onions.
No tears.
We've
No
had some
tears.
back of the house help here.
Yeah. We have fabulous support over at the hospital from our chefs there.
Again, if you've been in our cooking classes, you know that they bring the stuff in. They're such a good support for us. So we're trying to talk them into building us a kitchen somewhere so we can do this live from the Live Well Center.
So if you guys are following along on the recipe, you can see that it tells you after you have cooked the onion and the celery a little bit that you're actually going to add some chicken broth and wine and add rice, but we're using a prepackaged rice, so we're not cooking the rice tonight. We're using the Seeds of Change quinoa and brown rice.
Anybody shop at Costco? Okay.
Have you guys used this before?
This is wonderful.
So you put it in the microwave for 90 seconds and it's done.
It's done, and it's already got a flavor to it, but it really lends itself to enhancement with chopped vegetables, or in this case, a little dried fruit. It just is a really great product. So easy, and it beats cooking rice for what, 45 minutes? Or quinoa for half hour, whatever it takes.
So I'm gonna pop these in the microwave while that's finishing up.
We're still waiting on the chicken. We're not quite done. No. However, how are we doing over there?
We're looking good.
This looks like, you know,
Starting to make some sound.
well, that and it immediately, I don't know why, but I'm thinking, I'm making stuffing for Thanksgiving. What do? You saute the onion and the celery. And I'm thinking, okay, where's the turkey, right? That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of same things in a lot of our dishes here.
So this rice, it'll go together really fast because we're using the pre-made rice. So once this is sauteed, then it's kind of just a combine of all the ingredients. So if this was something you liked, it would be a very easy dish to throw together at home. Really quick.
That's going to be your mixing bowl when that's all coming together.
Alrighty.
So once that rice is out, then we'll mix in the pecans, the cherries, the green onions, and then salt and peppers just kind of to your taste, to your liking. with the onions and the celery. How's that doing over there?
Yeah, it's just sitting there. I wish I had gas at my house. I have an all electric.
No kidding.
Do we have another body?
Yeah, we do.
Well, come on in. That's all right.
Oh no,
By the way, we moved the class this
we're
time.
hiding out over
We're
here.
hiding. Grab a water, Dennis. Have a seat.
How's the chicken coming along?
It is coming along. I'm going to flip it one more time because I prefer to see it cooked, not.
Looking good.
Yeah, that looks great.
Can you guys see that chicken okay?
That one's a little weak. I'm not sure about that one. That one I could have pounded a smidge more, but.
So the onions here, we just want them to get translucent and tender, which they're getting pretty close.
And those are probably going to be hot. That feel hot enough? Good.
I think so.
All right. Any questions?
That's a question that's not like about the recipe, but I go to the gym and I train a trainer, and I've gone through 2 trainers, and one said don't eat fruit, the other one said eat as much as you want. What is the happy medium, I guess, that's okay?
Fruit fits. Does that make some sense? Like, are you talking about fruit like a piece of
Any fruit.
any fruit?
Any fruit.
So it's actually now a free food with WW, which is the former Weight Watchers. You know, they let you eat all kinds of things without counting the points, and fruit's one of them. And there's no reason why you can't eat a piece of fruit. I kind of find it self-limiting, meaning you're not going to sit down and eat 3 apples. But you might sit down and have an apple in the middle of the afternoon with a piece of string cheese, or you might find that you put a mandarin orange on a salad, kind of like some of the places in town. So fruit is fine, and you don't have to separate it and go, oh, I have to eat it separate from the rest of my meal. It can certainly be part of a healthy intake.
Yeah, I went not eating fruit for like
Oh, no,
2
eat some
months,
fruit.
and it killed me because fruit
No.
is my favorite. And then this other guy's like, oh, what are you doing? You can eat fruit. I'm
No,
all
eat
right,
fruit.
well, back to bananas. I'm good.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of ideas out there about nutrition, lots and lots. And different people find different things that they like or that works for them. We're in the Live Well Center, so we're kind of more of a lifestyle, healthy approach. Where trainers are probably, they're usually trying to get you to lose a specific amount in a specific amount of time, and so they might put you on more of a restrictive or crash kind of diet. We'd like to see people just have a healthy lifestyle, and so fruit and vegetables are going to be part of that. Whole grains are going to be part of that. We don't tell people they have to cut out all the carbs out of their diet, but we do want less processed foods. We do want a variety of fruits, veggies, whole grains, lean proteins, which we're having kind of everything of that tonight. So that's kind of our approach, and it doesn't always work for everybody, and depending on what your goals are, you might want to meet one-on-one with somebody. But I don't think that, if you don't like what someone tells you to do, then yeah, it's probably a good idea to get a second opinion or talk to someone else. Food's meant to be enjoyable still.
Yeah, I was just going with it because, that's what I was told.
Yeah, definitely. It's confusing. So here's the rice. We're just gonna mix these other ingredients in, and I think that the onions, they look pretty good. So we'll go ahead and mix these in now.
garlic is something that I should add to my?
You can. I find the quinoa, it actually has a better protein profile than brown rice, so I'm more likely to just say, you know, that's what I would add. But you can, and it, you know, post-bariatric, you kind of have to time it. You know, when's the right time? When do I feel like I can complete my meal pattern, so to speak? So right now, I've taken this off the heat just for right now. I've got it on a hot pad. We combined a little chicken broth and the marsala. Theory says that the flour on the, ooh, I can smell that wine. Holy mackerel. You guys are missing this. It's like, anyway, I've combined them, so I'm gonna pop it back on the burner and see if I can't get this to come up to a simmer and start to thicken our little sauce here. So that's what we're going to be waiting for now on this. We've got a nice quinoa rice peel off going on over here. The recipe called for linguine, which we do have. Anybody feel like they need linguine, or are they going to wait for the rice? Because I will be more than happy to nuke 5 pounds of linguine here. We've got one hand. We've got 5 pounds of linguine ready to rock and roll. Okay, so we'll see what we can do. This is starting to simmer.
And I'm going to finish up the asparagus here so we can get it in the oven. So
it has to heat, how many? Few minutes?
10 minutes
Which
or
is
so.
going to be fine, because I think our chicken marsala, and if it doesn't thicken up right, you know me, we're going to find a way to make it thicker. Okay.
So we're going to take this, the infused garlic oil that we just made, and put it on the asparagus here. And just try and coat the asparagus so that we get it all over. And you do want, when you roast the asparagus, we do want the asparagus to try and lay flat so it's not on top of each other. That's how it's going to best get roasted. There's lots of garlic in here floating around now. So I'm just trying to get these somewhat coated with the oil. And then we are going to top it with the feta cheese. And then after it comes out of the oven, then we'll squeeze some lemon juice on it. So it will be a nice, fresh, lemony garlic dish. So it should turn out really well. Have you guys roasted asparagus before? Yeah.
What kind of pasta is that?
That's fettuccine.
But is it multi-grain, wheat, white, or?
Our linguine?
Yeah.
That's just white pasta.
Okay.
Yeah, we went nothing but the best. Yeah, it calls for linguine, and lucky for us, our kitchen does have that. So he did send some over. Yay! We've got plenty of carbs tonight, but we're going to have some chicken here and some great-looking asparagus. Oh, that asparagus. You know, I don't know about you. Easter used to be very traditional asparagus because that was the only time of the year you could get it, depending on where you lived. And so that's how I associate asparagus, is with the spring. And what a great way to doctor it up with this wonderful garlic marinade.
I put Parmesan on my asparagus. I put the real garlic on it, and then a little olive oil. And then the Parmesan cheese, I put it in my air fryer.
Oh, very cool. I haven't tried an air fryer yet.
Love it. It's quick.
We can get started on the bananas here in just a few moments. How's this holding up?
So we need to still mix the nuts in there too.
No.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Olive oil and
I think we might want to nuke that another minute, but we got to let this simmer for about, oh, this has got to simmer a while to thicken up a little bit. Okay, oven's ready to rock and roll.
So we have preheated the oven to 425. And so you can see we got the feta cheese on here now. Maybe you can see it. And we're just, yeah. So we're going to put the feta on and then put it in the oven. And then, oh, salt and pepper. I didn't put any salt and pepper on it.
There's a little salt and pepper right here if we'd like.
So we'll just sprinkle some salt and pepper on here.
mine was $59 for Christmas. Yeah, they're not very expensive. They're really fun to use. Then it's got a fry basket in it too.
Oh, this marsala is just like
Okay, so we'll put it in the oven.
You
It's going to
smell
roast
it.
for about 10 to 12
definitely
minutes.
marsala. It's gonna. So when that comes out,
I don't know if it matters, but that turntable stopped turning.
isn't that funny?
Too heavy.
Well, isn't that the kick in the pants? No, it should. Well,
It's just barely shifting a little, and
All
I'm
right.
not going to burn it.
actually, it's not doing a bloody thing, to be very honest. But we'll reset. Thank you. Clear.
Might have to cut it in half.
Yeah. Do we have another bowl? Okay. Gonna pass out of sight here for a moment. Do we have? No, I don't like that one either.
So we got the nuts mixed in here and the cherries. So this is basically ready to go.
God, I don't
We'll
want
right before we serve it, we'll put it back in the microwave just for a minute or so, just to make sure it's warm. Okay. Should we get started on the bananas?
Yeah, we should.
Okay.
Do you want me to bring the cutting board over here, or do you want me to?
Sure, wherever you'd like. I'm gonna bring this to the back so then you.
And that's your pan for the bananas.
Lovely.
Here, I'll move this stuff.
All right. How many of you guys have had bananas Foster before? Got a couple. Perfect. So this is a traditional dish. My wife's grandfather actually would make this all the time for them. So she was actually the one that kind of referred this one to me, and it's delicious. We've had it a few times, and yeah, so I'm excited to put it together. First off, though, who can tell me the correct way to peel a banana?
This is a test.
It's a test, right?
It's a test.
This way, right? I went like 20 years of my life without knowing that that was the correct way to do it. And then I like was at the zoo and I saw a monkey like pull it from the bottom, right? And I was like, it's so simple.
Yeah.
So yeah, going from the bottom is a good way to go. You don't leave it. You're not left with a mushy banana.
No.
You can pull off that little black nub on the top. Makes it all so easy. So this recipe that we're doing calls for 6 bananas. So we're going to peel these real fast. And then we're going to cut them up.
This isn't the real thing.
This isn't the real thing. No, it's not.
What?
Yeah, you're like, where's the rum?
Yeah, we don't have any long matches. That was the whole problem. That's why we couldn't flambe it. We did not have the matches,
I like starting fire as much as the next person.
but
Yeah, so our recipe's a little bit
need the
changed.
platter.
Usually there's
Maybe
rum
not.
going to be in the recipe, and
not.
usually you start it on fire and let it burn out. So we're going to switch it up a little bit, but it's still delicious, I promise. All right, how are we at? We're at 3. And this recipe, if you haven't had it before, it's basically foolproof. That's why I chose it. It's different enough that you don't have it all the time, but you chuck everything in a saucepan, you cook it up, and then you're good to go. Put on whatever you want. You can get some ice cream, or just go all by its lonesome. So
Nothing's foolproof.
that's true.
I make a mean hamburger helper, but nothing foolproof.
Well, you saw how easy this was tonight, right?
I might be able to do it. Maybe.
3 of you.
That's true.
get your
That's true.
kids, get your spouse involved.
Well, the rice, if you buy the packaged rice, that was mostly just mixing.
That was
Saute
mix and
up
go.
the onions and the celery. Do you want some flour to go in there?
Hmm?
Do you want a little bit of flour to go in there?
Might. Actually, we have just a touch.
We did have some
We
left.
have some chicken broth, and we can put chicken flour in there. We could actually maybe thicken that up just a hair.
All right, so some of the recipes, they leave the whole banana just kind of sliced like that and they cook it up. I tend to make mine into smaller kind of bite-sized pieces. You can obviously do whatever works for you. And depending on how you like your banana, right? So some of the recipes will have you put the banana in almost first, just after the butter, and then you kind of put everything to that. If you don't love your banana cooked and super warm, if that kind of grosses you out, you can do what I'm going to do and just kind of put it in towards the end and just get the sauce all over it, and then it's still just as delicious. All right, we're just about done here with the bananas.
Those are just way too much.
Okie dokie. All right, so we're aiming for medium heat, and we're going to start with our butter in here. And again, as you go down that recipe list for the Bananas Foster, just chuck it all in. That's basically the way to go about it. So we're going to melt down this butter a little bit and then start adding our other ingredients. So we're going to put our brown sugar in here.
We are just like, the aromas over here are just incredible.
Yeah.
There's nothing like brown sugar and butter and that touch of Marsala wine.
Perfect.
All mixed together.
All mixed. And then we've got the rice coming out.
All right, and as far as the orange juice goes in this recipe, I would say maybe as you make this one over again, this might be one you might want to alter. It does bring a bit of tartness in, which I think is good, but we have made it where it's gone a little bit overboard. We're like, oh, maybe a little bit less on the orange juice. So I'm not going to put the whole thing in there, but most of it. I'm just going to leave a little bit in there.
Christy's adding a little bit of flour to this mix to try and thicken it up a
Just to
little
get
bit.
it a touch more. Don't want to lose the mushroom. That's my biggest. Something. I think we're in business. How's the timing on the asparagus?
We have about just 2 or 3 minutes left.
All right. The Marsala sauce is not necessarily a thick sauce, but it did need a little bit of help. Oh, and now we've got caramel cooking.
Yeah, it's like when you walk through the mall and you're going past that Totally Nuts stand, right? And
Oh, yeah.
it's like drawing you there. Sure will. Hopefully we start to get some of those smells going out there.
That's what happens whenever I go to Tuacahn.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
It's like, oh,
I
what
think
is
they
that
put a fan
smell?
there and just like send it out
They
over,
do,
right?
totally. It's like all you can smell as you walk through there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness. I'm trading pans.
It's good, it's good. We got some good bubbling going on.
Oh, my goodness.
So we're gonna wait for this sauce to thicken up a bit. Once we are able to kind of pull it around and it's kind of sticking together, then we'll know it's good to go. Let's throw the nuts in there. So these are pecans. You can keep them kind of a little bit larger like this, or you can chop them up a little more fine, whatever works. We're just gonna get them all coated.
I could eat that. Not bad. Yeah, I could eat that. I could eat that. Okay, that's off. That's a good sign. That's a very good sign. All right. We're going to platter this puppy up.
Do you want to throw? Maybe we should throw the rice.
Yeah, we should throw that in.
All right, so we're just about here with this sauce. It's starting to stick together a little bit.
Oh my, you should see this.
I'm pretty good.
Are you seeing the sauce? I don't know if you, oh my goodness. Where's the vanilla ice cream? Right now.
Oh yeah.
By the way, we have vanilla ice cream. I know I told you that.
There we go. Okay. So now we're going to turn the heat down a little bit and toss in our bananas.
So I just checked the asparagus. I cooked it for 10 minutes. It's still pretty crisp, so I'm going to let it cook just a couple more minutes. And this is definitely you can do according to what your preference is. So if you like your asparagus more done or more tender, then just leave it in longer. If you like it really crisp, then take it out at 10 minutes. So you can kind of adjust to what your preference is.
All right, so really you just need to get the bananas covered with the sauce. They'll warm up kind of on their own, and then we're going to put it on the ice cream and it'll be good to go.
So there's an old saying about life is short, eat dessert first. We're heading toward that. Okay, I am going to pitch this.
You gotta add the mushrooms on. You gonna add the mushrooms on?
I am right now.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna.
No, I'm walking out with the pan because I love mushrooms.
I thought you said you were gonna pitch it. You were.
Oh, no. We're doing the, I don't know what we call this, but anyway. Oh, quick, get the picture before we eat this, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Facebook, who's got a camera? No, kidding. This is how dietitians eat every single night. We gourmet it. No, not even kidding. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you are. So we are darn close to, we've got dessert and we've got chicken. We're off to a great start. And I think we've got our rice. Woo, baby. Now what do we do? That's ready to go?
It's ready to go.
Oh my
Want me to
gosh.
put it in something, or?
Do we? Is that what we do? Is that what you do with bananas, Foster?
I
You
put
put
it
it in
in.
something?
I don't know.
We put it on something. We should get the ice cream out because guess what's going to be hard as a rock, right?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah. Plus, now we have to get the plastic off.
Show me.
Yes. Of course. So what, oh yeah, we got to get our asparagus. Are we going to need a hot pad for that or are we doing okay?
Yeah. They're still pretty crisp, but.
I know what they just need.
Smell good. You got a scoop.
I even have little
Here, I'm
dishes.
gonna take a picture.
Oh,
I'll get a
perfect.
picture. Okay, and then we'll pull some plates out. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we are so.
Okay.
And
Should probably be good.
we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Like.
Oh, we were gonna do the,
asparagus, right?
Yeah, crisp is good. Let me see. Don't mind me. Oh, hey, how many? Guess what? Bananas Foster's Bowl. Are you cool with that?
Perfect.
Fabulous.
Let's do it.
All right, what do you guys think? Okay, so we're gonna just squeeze some fresh lemon on top of the asparagus here. Well, there you go. You guys can come up and enjoy.
How dietitians eat. There you go. All right. Thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, and you may come up and sample and enjoy.